Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at 5.
We begin tonight with a story that's been breaking all day in Bismarck, and it startled many people here in the Valley. It prompted an alert that you probably got on your cell phone earlier today that looked similar to this. It says extreme alert, blue alert, see local broadcast media. It was vague with little information, leaving many in the area startled and concerned, especially after Hawaii made national headlines for issuing a wrong alert about a non-existent missile attack. Shortly after, another alert was sent out that said blue alert, threat to Bismarck officers, suspect at large, after police say a man tried to run over an officer who was on a welfare check. But the message directed people to follow local media coverage. We had already been covering this story since it happened 2 hours prior to the alert. However, we were given no advance warning of the statewide alert that triggered fear and panic among many of our viewers.
Do we need to keep our eyes open for something?
It was quite loud, and we thought, we need to go, or we're getting bombed here.
It makes you stop and quickly try to figure out what's going on.
We are continuing to demand answers as to what happened and whether officials with North Dakota Emergency Services followed appropriate protocols. As for more details on what led to the alert and the manhunt that followed, our sister station, KFYR, has been covering the story all day and has the latest information.
Caution tape and police lights filled the corner of Montreal and 4th Street.
I'll be hopeful that the police catch their man.
Bismarck police say after the officer told Ulysses Villalobos to stop several times, he did not stop. The officer then had to fire at the vehicle because it was driving towards him.
The officer was not injured. We do not know if he did hit the subject that was fleeing because we don't have him, and we're having contact there.
Neighbors filled with more questions than answers. One woman told us in her 30 years of living in the area, she has never seen anything like it.
It's too bad things like that have to happen, I guess, because, Bismarck is a nice, peaceful city, but it's growing up, I guess.
Police did not specify if the search warrant was for Villalobos.
This statewide alert comes just days after residents in Hawaii received a false alarm over a ballistic missile. Events like this are prompting questions as to how and why emergency services are sent out. Emergency alerts are sent out. We're working to get more information for you, but in the meantime, there are a few people who you can reach out to with your specific questions. We've got numbers for those officials at valleynewslive.com. And tonight on Valley News Live at 6, we'll hear from Fargo Police Chief David Todd and how emergency services are working to improve their protocol. 2 days of nice weather, and we are looking for more. But before we talk about the rest of the week, Hutch, how's tonight looking?
Well, we're seeing a fair amount of cloud cover across the valley heading into the evening hours, and the satellite showing that it's pretty widespread. So we'll see a fair amount of clouds throughout the region. 1 or 2 of these clouds could produce a drop or 2 of rain or mixed precipitation, but by and large, temperatures steady for our area through most of the evening with a south breeze. Grand Forks will stay in those upper 20s and low 30s this evening. And again, south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. No real weather threat overnight, but a few of us may see a few drops of rain or maybe a snowflake. I'll have details on the exact track of that, and we'll let you know about the rest of our work week and weekend ahead here in just a couple of moments.
All right. Thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
The North Dakota Highway Patrol is investigating after 2 women were killed in a head-on crash in Grand Forks County this morning. Troopers say it happened just before 11 on Highway 15, about 12 miles west of Thompson. 2 vehicles were going around a curve in the road when a driver crossed the center line and the vehicles hit head-on. Authorities are not releasing the names of the 2 women killed at this time, but say they are 59 and 97 years old. The 97-year-old was pronounced dead at the scene. The other woman died at an area hospital. Both drivers were also hurt in that crash. We're now getting more breaking news into our newsroom. Fargo police have released the name of a man involved in a fatal crash in North Fargo. He's identified as 22-year-old Zachary Kaufman from Castleton. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The crash happened around 7 yesterday morning at County Road 20 and 25th Street North near Hector International Airport. Investigators say Kaufman's car was traveling east when it crossed the center line, crashing head-on into a pickup. The driver of the pickup was taken to the hospital for treatment. That crash is still under investigation. We're also getting new information about a deadly fire in central Minnesota. We now know the name of a woman who died in an apartment fire on Monday in Alexandria. Officials say 19-year-old Shandin Goodbird was unaccounted for at first, while other residents were able to escape by themselves or with help from police. A preliminary autopsy on Goodbird indicates she died of smoke inhalation and carbon monoxide toxicity, although investigators are waiting on final reports. The fire happened in the 400 block of Fillmore around 5:30 Monday morning. The cause is still under investigation.
It's the Fargo Forum. Have they not been in the newspaper business for however many years? Like, did somebody even proofread that?
It was the rotten cherry on top of a very bad week for a whistleblower who contacted our hotline. A blizzard, a broken pipe, and a bad misprint. Valley News Team's Ryan Laughlin has the unwelcome surprise in the paper one new mom found.
C-sections, they keep you in the hospital for 3 nights.
It's been a tough week.
I was ready to go home.
For Melissa Geed and her newest addition to the family, Tegan Taylor. It started with trying to get home from the hospital.
In a whiteout blizzard. 29 was closed, so we took 94 through Castleton.
After the long drive, Melissa, her mom, and Tegan got home to...
Plop, 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 just water everywhere.
Her neighbors had moved out and turned off the heat.
And there was water gushing out from underneath the sink. And there was probably 6 inches of water throughout that apartment, and it just all seeped through my wall.
Then she noticed the outlet next to her fridge wasn't working.
Chicken and hamburger and pork chops that were completely room temperature, like not even salvageable.
She then went looking for a pick-me-up.
Then it was the paper.
Melissa's mom got her a baby book for Tegan, so she asked Tegan's dad to find the birth announcement in the paper.
He was paging through it. He called me and he's like, I can't find the announcement anywhere. And I'm like, thinking it's just a guy thing. Like, I was like, please just look harder.
Then they found it.
Which they told me that it would be near the obituary section, not in it.
She says in the Saturday edition of the Forum, under deaths, Melissa's daughter along with 2 others.
I'm almost in tears at this point. Like, I can't put that in her baby book.
She messaged them and said they promptly apologized, but is still waiting to hear when there will be a reprint.
I can laugh at the mistake that they made, but it's like, that's my daughter's birth announcement. Like, there's only one.
She's hoping this next week will be a little easier than the last. She's hoping. From Mayville, Ryan Laughlin, Valley News Live.
After we contacted the Forum, Melissa got a message back from the newspaper saying they would reprint all of the mislabeled births this Friday. The Forum did not return our calls for comment. If you need help uncovering fraud and corruption in your community, call our whistleblower hotline, 237-6576, and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. Grand Forks police are urging people to keep a sharp eye on their neighborhoods after a spike in home burglaries around town. And their warning is a good lesson for all of us. Here are some ideas to help prevent break-ins. Lock outside doors and windows before you leave the house or go to bed. Leave lights on when you go out and set automatic timers on your lamps. You should also keep your garage door closed and locked and do not allow daily deliveries to build up. Anyone with information on recent burglaries can contact the Grand Forks Police Department. A possible government shutdown is looming, and now Democrats and Republicans are blaming President Trump for damaging negotiations. That's still ahead tonight.